What if I told you the next big AI investment opportunity may not actually be AI?
Not chatbots, not apps, not even semiconductors, but nuclear energy.
Because right now, some of the richest and most powerful people in the world are quietly moving toward one thing: electricity. And not just a little bit of electricity, an absurd amount of it. As artificial intelligence explodes, data centers are becoming power-hungry monsters. And suddenly companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and OpenAI are realizing something terrifying. AI may run out of power before it runs out of ideas. This is no longer just an energy story. It's becoming an AI story, a geopolitical story, an infrastructure story, and possibly one of the biggest investment themes of the next decade, because the real bottleneck of AI might not be chips, it might be electricity. Welcome back to AI Money Mine. I'm Dustin. If you enjoy deep dives into AI, investing, billionaires, hidden economic shifts, and the future of technology, you're in the right place. And today's topic is one of the most important stories most people still aren't paying enough attention to. Everyone talks about AI models, AI chatbots, AI robots, but almost nobody talks about what powers them: electricity. Massive amounts of electricity. And the deeper you look into AI infrastructure, the more nuclear energy keeps appearing in the background. At first, it sounds strange. Nuclear energy? Really? But once you connect the dots, it starts making a lot more sense. Let's start with the core issue. AI systems require enormous computing power. Training advanced AI models will take giant data centers, thousands of GPUs, cooling systems, non-stop electricity. And this demand is accelerating incredibly fast. Some estimates suggest future AI infrastructure could consume power on the scale of entire countries. Think about that for a second. People think AI is just magic software in the cloud. But the cloud is actually giant warehouses full of servers eating electricity 24 hours a day. The internet likes to imagine AI as a cute robot assistant. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, it's basically an industrial-sized microwave consuming enough electricity to stress national power grids. And here's the problem. Traditional energy infrastructure may not be ready for this explosion in demand. Renewables like solar and wind are growing fast, but AI data centers also need stable power, constant power, scalable power, reliable power. And that's where nuclear suddenly becomes attractive again.
Now, here's where things get interesting. Major tech companies are no longer treating energy as someone else's problem. They're starting to secure energy directly. Microsoft has reportedly explored nuclear-powered solutions and energy partnerships tied to powering future AI infrastructure. And this makes sense. They are heavily invested in OpenAI. AI workloads require massive cloud infrastructure through Azure. That means rising energy demand. Google and Amazon are also investing aggressively in data centers and energy infrastructure. Amazon alone operates enormous server farms worldwide. Even Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, has shown strong interest in energy technology. Because people inside AI understand something important. The future limitation may not just be smarter AI models. It may be whether enough electricity exists to run them all. One of the most interesting figures in this entire story is Bill Gates, because Gates has been talking about nuclear energy long before AI became today's obsession. His company TerraPower focuses on advanced nuclear reactor technology. And the goal is fascinating: create safer, more efficient next-generation nuclear systems. Now, nuclear energy has always been controversial. People immediately think about disasters, waste, safety concerns. And those concerns are real. But supporters argue modern reactor technology is becoming dramatically safer and more advanced. What's changing now is that AI may be reviving nuclear interest for economic reasons. And here's the problem.
traditional energy infrastructure may not be ready for this explosion in demand.
Because unlike solar and wind, nuclear provides stable baseload power, high energy density, low carbon emissions. For AI companies, reliability matters enormously. A chatbot going down for 5 minutes is annoying. An AI-powered global infrastructure system losing power is a much bigger problem.
Let's talk about the geopolitical side of the story. This is where the story gets even bigger. Because this isn't only about technology. It's also about geopolitics. The countries that dominate AI, semiconductors, energy, data centers may hold enormous power in the future global economy. And suddenly nuclear energy becomes strategically important again. The United States wants AI leadership. China wants AI leadership. Europe wants energy security.
Meanwhile, power demand keeps climbing. This creates a new kind of arms race, not just for smarter AI, but for the infrastructure powering AI.
And honestly, that may become one of the defining economic battles of the next decade. Now, naturally, investors are paying attention. And this is why uranium stocks and nuclear-related companies have suddenly become hot topics again.
Because markets are starting to ask, if AI needs massive electricity growth, who benefits?
Historically, during major technological revolutions, infrastructure companies often become huge winners. Railroads, oil, telecommunications, cloud computing. Infrastructure quietly becomes the foundation of everything else. And nuclear may be entering that conversation again. Now, to be clear, this doesn't automatically mean every nuclear stock will succeed. Some companies may fail badly. Some technologies may never scale. And nuclear projects are expensive, slow, and politically sensitive. But the overall theme is becoming harder to ignore. AI growth may require an entirely new layer of global energy infrastructure. Now let's keep this balanced, because there are still major challenges. Nuclear energy faces regulation, political opposition, safety fears, long construction timelines, massive upfront costs. And renewable energy continues improving rapidly too. So this is not a simple nuclear wins everything story. The future energy mix will probably include nuclear, solar, wind, battery storage, natural gas, grid modernization. But what's important is this. For the first time in years, AI is making the world take nuclear energy seriously again. At the end of the day, this story may not actually be about nuclear energy alone. It's about what happens when a technological revolution collides with real-world physical limits. AI sounds digital, but underneath it all, AI still depends on physical infrastructure, chips, factories, cooling systems, and electricity. Lots of electricity. And that's why billionaires, governments, and tech giants are suddenly paying attention to nuclear energy again. Because in the AI era, power may become one of the most valuable assets on Earth. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think nuclear energy becomes a major comeback story? Or will renewables dominate instead? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoy deep dives into AI, investing, billionaires, and the future economy, subscribe to AI Money Mine. Because the next decade may be less about apps and more about infrastructure. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.